Hi, I'm Peter Pace, glass lining manager at Custom Fab in Phoenix, Arizona. Originally from Bradford, Pennsylvania, I attended Gannon University in Erie, Pennsylvania, graduating in 1964 with a BS degree, General Science with a concentration in Chemistry and Biology. Upon graduation with a diploma in one hand, a draft notice in the other, I entered the U.S. Army for 2 years. Discharged from the service in 1966, I entered the workforce with Harshaw Chemical Company in Cleveland, Ohio, as a member of their process development group. A desire to return to Erie led to employment with Lord Corporation. There, a position in process development involved working on new methods of bonding rubber to metal. In 1970, I acquired the position of lab technician with Irvite Corporation in Erie, Pennsylvania. Duties involve color matching porcelain enamel to daily shop operation. Through the years of this employment, I was asked to work in the capacity of plant engineer and maintenance supervisor. After 18 years, Irvite sold the glass lining division to Vitco Corporation, which was also located in Erie. This transition took place in 1988. Subsequently, I was offered the position of manufacturing manager and became an employee of Vitco Corporation for an additional 17 years. In the year 2000, Vitco sold the business to an out-of-state company, but remained in business until 2006, the year I retired. A phone call from Tom Klingensmith in 2009 informed me that Custom Fab intended to build a glass lining operation. Asked to be involved in this undertaking, I agreed. Custom Fab provides quality glass line pipe and fittings servicing wastewater treatment facilities. Let's take a look at our state-of-the-art facilities. We are standing in the laboratory where we do a lot of our pre-check of the enamels before they hit the floor. For instance, we can do a gravity check, specific gravity check with this device on a scale. We can do a pickup test, determining how much enamel will it adhere to the pipe. We have the scales. We also have a slump tester. The slump tester determines the flow characteristics of that enamel. The rest of the items on this table are for the finished product. The hardness, the gloss, the millage thickness, pinhole-free pipe. From this point on, we're going to move over to the milling room. Before we enter the mill room, this is our storage facility for our pre-milled ground coat and cover coat glasses. Also, our oxides are kept in here and any other ingredients that we may use in the process. From here, let's proceed over to our mill room. This is our mill room, the beginning of our glass lining operation. Here we have a total control package that controls all the electric motors on this equipment. We have an electronic water meter over here that feeds the correct amount of water into this holding tank, which is a mixer in it. This tank, we add our pre-mill powder to it at a known amount. We run this mixer in here till it's totally mixed into a slurry form. From here, we allow it to cool for a short period of time. We pump it up into these holding tanks. We have two of them, one for ground coat, one for cover coat. After 12 hours, we can take either the ground coat or the cover coat, drop it in to this pressure tank. This tank is the tank that is used on the floor to pump the enamel to the guns. Before we do that, we double check both the gravity and the set of the product. This is our blast area where we blast all of our pipe before glass lining. It is the main procedure before glass lining. We are going to blast each and every piece of pipe separately in this totally completed unit. We engage this blast machine with its lance into the inside of that pipe. This nozzle blasts 360 degrees. We make as many passes as necessary to clean that pipe from one end to the other, totally. Upon inspection, if the pipe is accepted, we take this pipe, lift it into the air, over onto this existing set of rails. We also re-inspect the pipe here to make double sure that there is no dust or grit inside that piece of pipe. The next step is to get into our spraying application. This is our automatic pipe spraying machine. This particular unit is singularly controlled over here, totally automatic. From this cart in particular, it'll move forward, it'll move in reverse, it'll also rotate, it's speed controlled. As the pipe goes over the lance, it'll travel 13 feet. At the 13-foot length, it automatically engages the spray. We will coat the inside of the pipe 360 degrees for the first pass. As it exits the pipe, we'll engage it for the second time and repeat that procedure. Once the pipe is sprayed, we take this wet mill film thickness gauge and we'll check the thickness of the glass on the inside of the pipe. If it falls within the 10 to 12 mil thickness, the pipe is acceptable. We take that pipe, then lift it and place it on the pipe dryer rack. It runs into the furnace dryer, stays there until it's totally dry, and at that point, it's ready for the furnace. These are our fitting spray booths with dust collectors. Here we spray all the fittings and short pipe on these carousels. We can do one fitting, we can do multiple fittings because of the carousel, turning them around. After they are sprayed, both ground coat or cover coat, we dry them in our dryer and then prepare them for the furnace. This is our pipe dryer car. The pipe on this car came from the spray apparatus behind me. As this cart moves into the box, the heat from this dryer is the spent gas heat coming from the furnace. Once inside the dryer, the doors come down. The heat that we have is about 265 degrees Fahrenheit. It will stay in this dryer for approximately 20 to 25 minutes. This load of pipe has been in this dryer for 20 minutes at 260 degrees. From this point, it is picked up with a lift truck and placed on the furnace behind me for burning. But before we do that, we are going to inspect each and every piece of pipe for dryness. If any pieces are not dry, they are reintroduced into the dryer. This is our enameling furnace, a 7 million BTU 6-zone modulating furnace. The furnace is 26 feet long, 4 feet wide, and at least 4 feet high on the inside, our burning capability. Our burning temperatures are approximately 1,400 degrees for our ground coat and 1,390 degrees for our cover coat. Our burn time is on the average of 60 minutes once the pipe comes up to that temperature. This is a two-sided furnace with double doors. As one load goes in, the other load comes out, and we can reverse that process. The control system is totally automated, computer controlled. From that point, we can even produce a chart for any one load that gives you both time and temperature. This is our inspection rack where we test all pieces of pipe. Initially, we look down through the pipe for any flaws in the pipe itself. We check the gloss. Then we check the millage thickness of the enamel in the pipe with this device. At this point, we also inspect and check for pinholes using a Tinker Razor 67.5 volt tester. If the tests are complete, we then mark the pipe with a batch number and the date of process. At this point, it either goes to the paint department for painting, fabrication, or shipment.